The new discoveries here at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre happened during a recent restoration around the tomb of Jesus.
Researchers were left stunned by the latest findings uncovered near one of the most sacred locations on Earth. The Temple Mount has long been known as a place of devotion, but it is now emerging as a center of remarkable scientific revelation. What lies beneath the surface is not just soil and stone, but an entire hidden world of ancient chambers and forgotten technology. Few people realize that this breakthrough happened unexpectedly, during a project that was never meant to expose such secrets. The choice to open the tomb was, without question, a collective and deliberate decision. Now, tangible evidence is beginning to show that ancient accounts may hold far more truth than once believed. This discovery changes everything. Prepare to uncover what has long been hidden. Ancient foundations of the Mount. Jerusalem rises from the surrounding hills like a crown carved from stone, yet one area commands more attention than all the rest. The Temple Mount is a vast, 35-acre expanse shaped by both limestone and legend. It stands as one of the most sacred and enigmatic places on the planet. For many, it marks the site where the first temple stood nearly 3,000 years ago. Tradition holds that it housed the Ark of the Covenant and radiated a divine presence. Centuries later, a second temple was built on the same ground, only to be destroyed by the Romans in 70 CE. Others believe this is the place where a great prophet ascended into the heavens. The golden dome that crowns the site today has stood as a symbol for over a millennium. But beneath these structures lies a deeper and more complex story. This elevated ground holds layers of history written in buried stone and sealed secrets that endured through centuries of conflict. For generations, researchers could only imagine what lay below. Over time, empires including the Persians, Greeks, Romans, and Ottomans reshaped the site, leaving behind traces of their influence. Many believe this location represents a meeting point between the earthly and the divine. In ancient belief systems, this idea centered around a sacred chamber known as the Holy of Holies, where a divine presence was said to dwell. Even today, that belief remains powerful. Despite its importance, the Mount has remained largely unexplored due to intense religious and political sensitivities. Only limited investigations have ever been permitted, offering small glimpses of what might lie beneath. Those glimpses hinted at something ancient waiting to be uncovered. Everything shifted in the late 1990s, when a long silence was finally broken. What emerged from the dust would soon leave experts at a loss for words. The truth had been hidden underground until an unexpected mistake brought it to light. Excavating most ancient locations is straightforward. Obtain permits, bring tools, and begin. But the Temple Mount is unlike any other site. Beneath it lies the spiritual core of three major religions. Even minor disturbances can trigger major conflict. Since the 19th century, explorers have been eager to uncover what lies beneath. One of the earliest was engineer Charles Warren, who ventured into underground passages beneath the city. He navigated shafts and tunnels, uncovering carved chambers and unusual water systems. His findings sparked widespread curiosity about what else might remain hidden. However, after his reports, access was quickly restricted. Excavation beneath the Mount became nearly impossible due to its sacred status. No large-scale official dig has been carried out there for generations. The reasons are both spiritual and political. For some, the Mount is the holiest place on earth, and the belief that the innermost sanctuary still exists below makes any disturbance unthinkable. For others, the site is home to important mosques, and it is carefully protected. The balance between different groups is delicate, and any perceived threat can escalate tensions. As a result, even suspected treasures remain untouched. As one expert put it, digging here is not only about history, it is about stability and conflict. Then, in the late 1990s, something unusual occurred. Unauthorized construction activity led to the removal of large amounts of earth, which was discarded outside the city. In an instant, layers of history were treated as waste. While many would have ignored it, a group of researchers recognized an opportunity. Beginning in 2004, they launched a project to sift through this discarded material. Over years of careful work, examining each fragment by hand, they uncovered astonishing results. The soil contained artifacts that had been hidden for thousands of years. forgotten objects from a sacred past. What began as a recovery effort soon transformed into something much greater. As items were cleaned and studied, it became clear that these were not random remnants. They were pieces of a larger story tied to ancient religious practices. Among the discoveries was pottery dating back to the 8th century BCE, followed by oil lamps, animal remains, and ceremonial vessels. At first glance, these seemed ordinary, but then something extraordinary appeared. Researchers found a small clay seal once used to stamp official documents. Inscribed on it was the name Galiyahu, son of Amir. This was a significant find. Historical texts reference a priestly family named Amir associated with the first temple. This seal provided direct evidence that such individuals existed. Additional seals were uncovered, bearing names and symbols that closely matched ancient records. Some depicted temple imagery and priestly garments. Their authenticity was confirmed through dating and script analysis, revealing a direct connection to the temple's administrative and religious life. Among the most striking finds was an ivory comb, remarkably well preserved, with fine teeth still intact. It carried an inscription related to cleanliness. Though simple in function, its origin made it significant. Other discoveries included ritual tools, such as a bronze incense shovel marked by traces of ancient fire, along with jewelry likely worn by temple workers. Artifacts from Roman and Byzantine periods were also present, but the earliest layers held the greatest importance. For years, some questioned whether the first temple described in historical texts truly existed. These discoveries provided compelling evidence that the accounts were grounded in reality. Each artifact chipped away at skepticism. As researchers analyzed the distribution of the finds, they noticed a pattern. The objects appeared to originate from a specific buried area, possibly from collapsed or sealed chambers. This pointed toward hidden spaces that had remained inaccessible for centuries. Hidden halls, discoveries beneath the bedrock. The underground realm beneath the Temple Mount is not empty. It holds a dense silence, like a vast archive carved in stone. For generations, the southern section of the mount has been surrounded by stories of hidden voids and descending passageways. While often dismissed as legend, these stories gained new attention in 2023. A team equipped with advanced, non-invasive technology began re-examining the site. Excavation was not an option due to the sensitivity of the location, so they relied on ground-penetrating radar and muon imaging, tools previously used to detect hidden spaces within the Great Pyramid of Giza. Their focus was the southern slope, where the terrain drops toward the city of David. The scans revealed unexpected anomalies, clear geometric shapes inconsistent with natural rock formations. When compared with 19th-century survey maps created by British explorers, the results aligned with remarkable accuracy. Features once hypothesized, corridors, stairways, vaulted spaces, were now visible in precise digital detail. In a permitted excavation area near the southwestern edge, researchers began clearing accumulated debris. Beneath layers from later historical periods, they uncovered a carefully carved staircase descending into the bedrock. This sealed passage led to a chamber untouched for over 1,000 years. Inside, the environment was dry and still. Faint carvings of crosses suggested it had once been used as a hidden place of Christian worship during the Byzantine era. But beneath that layer lay something far older. Under the plaster floor, massive stone blocks emerged, finely cut and weighing several tons. Their craftsmanship matched that of elite ancient construction, dating back to the First Temple period. Their precise alignment corresponded with descriptions of sacred layouts found in historical texts, suggesting a carefully planned architectural design. Some researchers noted similarities between these stones and massive structures found in places like Baalbek and the Giza Plateau. This led to speculation that the site may have been built upon even earlier foundations. One theory proposes that the temple was constructed atop remnants of a much older civilization, one with advanced capabilities beyond what is typically attributed to the Bronze Age. Within this chamber, another staircase was found, partially collapsed and deliberately sealed with stones and mortar. This was not accidental. It was intentionally blocked. The question remains, was it meant to keep something out, or to keep something contained? The sacred water system. Engineering beyond expectation. Attention then turned to the site's water infrastructure. In ancient times, water held both practical and spiritual importance. Beneath the mount lies an intricate system of channels and reservoirs carved directly into rock. These were not simple wells, but highly engineered systems, lined with durable waterproof plaster that has survived for millennia. Analysis showed the system reached peak use around the 9th or 8th century BCE. Its design reflects a deep understanding of water flow and pressure control. Some channels maintained continuous movement to prevent stagnation, while others redirected overflow into large underground storage areas. One reservoir located beneath the presumed altar site contained traces consistent with ritual use, possibly for washing remains from sacrificial practices. Yet the scale and sophistication of the system suggest it served additional purposes. One theory proposes that flowing water through these channels produced low-frequency vibrations, creating an acoustic effect that influenced those above. In this view, the structure functioned not only as a temple, but also as a resonant instrument designed to evoke spiritual experiences. Others suggest the system may have been part of an energy-related mechanism, utilizing heat, water movement, and mineral-rich stone to generate or channel natural forces. While speculative, the precision of the design leaves open the possibility that its purpose extended beyond ritual use. Additionally, some reservoirs appear positioned in alignment with celestial patterns, indicating a possible role in tracking astronomical cycles. The sealed passage, a final mystery. All evidence leads back to the blocked staircase. Its deliberate sealing suggests urgency and intent. In archaeology, such actions are rarely meaningless. They indicate a desire to hide or contain something significant. Some theories propose that this passage could be linked to the fate of the Ark of the Covenant. Rather than being lost, it may have been hidden deliberately in a secure underground chamber during a time of crisis. Scans hint at unusual materials beyond the blockage, including metals not typically used in simple storage spaces. Other, more unconventional ideas suggest the chamber may have had unique physical or perceptual properties, potentially altering human experience within it. While these remain speculative, they highlight the depth of mystery surrounding the site. Today, researchers are using advanced imaging technologies to examine the sealed area without disturbing it. Small cameras and micro-devices may soon provide the first glimpse inside. As this work continues, one thing is clear: the Temple Mount holds far more than tradition alone. Beneath its surface lies a complex and layered history that continues to challenge modern understanding. The story is still unfolding, and what remains hidden may redefine how we view the ancient world.